I always bury my food in the soil when I eat. I even bury my feet along with it. After a while, when I dig it up, the food has turned to ashes, and my hunger is gone. Turns out, I'm a tree demon disguised as a human. I thought I could hide and grow within this human sect, quietly, until one day, senior brother Gu Changing suddenly brought the junior disciples to the hidden gold pavilion. They were only looking for information on life-extending herbs. Just as I was guessing which senior's life was nearing its end, Gu Changing suddenly looked at me.
Junior brother, any new life-extending herbs in the sect lately?
As the one in charge of organizing the pavilion, I answered truthfully.
No, they're all the old ones.
But right after I spoke, a disciple suddenly held up the classic of the great wilderness and said,
It records a method to extend life here.
The other disciples quickly gathered around. Only my heart skipped a beat. I took a deep breath to stay calm. That disciple read aloud for all to hear.
According to the classic of the great wilderness, there is a longevity tree on Mount Yuanqiu. Eating it grants immortality.
Hearing this, I was even more scared and was about to distance myself from the group. But Gu Changing suddenly spoke up.
No need to look. The great wilderness is fraught with danger. Not just our Lingxi Grotto heaven. Even the top sects dare not tread there lightly. Let's go ask elsewhere.
I watched them leave and quietly sighed in relief. I hurriedly buried the classic of the great wilderness at the very bottom, secretly praying no one would ever pay attention to that book again. Little did I know, the longevity tree recorded in the book was of my own kind, a fellow tree demon. When I was first born, I only had the ability to take human form. It just so happened that Lingxi Grotto Heaven was recruiting disciples. Too scared to wander, I was lucky to be selected. But I never expected my spiritual root aptitude to be so poor. I cultivated for over a decade just to reach late-stage chi refined level 2. So, I was assigned to organize texts in the library. But the greater danger lies ahead. Although I am immortal, as I grow, the demonic aura on me becomes harder to suppress. If discovered by human cultivators, they'd surely devour me completely, refining my essence. I must quickly improve my cultivation now, to conceal the demonic aura. Just as I was at a loss, a note brought me a major turning point. That day, as usual, I was recording the papers brought by various disciples. They were all about who found what herb. Things like the medicinal properties of herbs. But when I opened the 10th sheet of paper, what was written on it left me completely stunned. Many spirit kills passersby and cultivates using their flesh and blood as nourishment. It even recorded in detail its cultivation method of refining flesh and blood. I instantly fell into deep thought. Could it be that I've been on the wrong cultivation path from the very start? After all, plants need fertilizer to grow strong. Maybe I, as a tree demon, should do the same. I've always been following humans' way, taking pills and cultivating chi. But for some reason, after decades of cultivation, I'm only at the second layer of chi refining. I just quietly memorized that method of refining flesh and blood, and didn't start cultivating it right away. After all, I can't get enough nourishment right now anyway. I'll just have to wait until next month. The sect distributes cultivation supplies every month, and I only get one low-grade chi refining pill each month. When night fell, I decided to give the Banyan Spirit's cultivation method a try first. As after this, spiritual energy flooded my body. I opened my eyes in excitement. This cultivation speed is actually faster than sex. Lingxi mystic art by a whole double. It's true that demons should cultivate demonic techniques to get the perfect fit. I was just about to dive deeper into the cultivation, when unexpectedly, I suddenly stopped short the next second. An unmistakable trace of demonic energy had appeared on my body, and inside my dantian, the moment the tree demon's power met the Lingxi mystic art, it got completely devoured. Unless you cripple your own current cultivation, it's simply impossible to cultivate two different techniques at the same time. I lay on my bed, thinking it over and over. There's no way I'll cripple the Lingxi mystic art. But walking around with a body full of demonic energy isn't a long-term solution either. So early the next morning, I hurried to the library pavilion. Just as I was buried in searching for a solution, Gu Changgung suddenly came up to me holding a book.
Junior brother, you have to master this demonic language within 3 days.
I asked him confused, what do I need to learn this for? I thought he'd found out I'm a tree demon. My heart was racing secretly, but he just gave me a mysterious smile. In 3 days, I'll take you to interrogate a demon cultivator. You'll get a nice reward out of it. I breathed a sigh of relief, and agreed right away. As long as my identity wasn't found out, that's all that mattered. But what surprised me was, I just casually flipped through the demonic language book later. Every single character on it was deeply imprinted in my mind, like I was born knowing it. When the third day came, senior brother brought me to the prison on Lingjian Peak, as promised. Right after I was led into an interrogation room, he threw out a line. It's all yours. Then he turned and left. There's also senior brother Xiao from the Chi refining lineage in the room. For some reason, he was also assigned here to interrogate the demon. He skillfully pulls a leopard demon out of the cell and hangs him on the iron hook of the torture device. The excruciating pain instantly jolts the leopard demon awake. He's about to roar out loud, but what greets him instead is a relentless flurry of whip lashings. Xiao sneers. I suggest you stay behaved. That'll save me some energy. Wait, did I just warn you carefully? Senior brother Xiao, he's begging for mercy. Xiao freezes for a second and says uncertainly, is that so? I translate immediately. He says he only ate a few humans and never offended our Lingxiu cave heaven. I continue translating truthfully. Soon, under the torture, the leopard demon spills every last bit of the cultivation technique. I record every detail of it. Xiao nods in satisfaction. Ask him again why he harms people. The leopard demon answers honestly. Human flesh and blood are great tonics that help boost my cultivation. I originally thought the leopard demon would be released after confessing. Unexpectedly, after hearing my translation, Xiao flies into rage and immediately cuts the leopard demon down with one slash blade. I hate those demon glands that kill innocent people for no reason most. They deserve to have their essence extracted by us, as one demon after another is interrogated. I noticed that no matter what type of demon cultivator it is, they all end up coming to the temptation of human flesh and blood and take the path of harming humans. Their ending is always the same, killed in one blow by Xiao. Right now, I can barely even protect myself. So of course I don't have time to pity these demon clans. I just record every one of their cultivation techniques in full detail. And at the same time, a question pops up in my mind. Why would the sect suddenly be so interested in demon cultivation techniques? When noon break comes, Xiao happily invites me to eat with him. With the translating demon speech, this is so much easier indeed. Before, I could never understand a word these demons were saying, no matter what. After lunch, Xiao doesn't interrogate any more demons. Instead, he asks me to help him process the demon corpses. We collect all the parts that can be used in medicine, and also pack the tough bones separately. They can be used for crafting magic tools, and like later on. The leftover scraps that aren't very useful all go to me. Xiao fills a whole big bucket with flesh and blood and hands me. Take it, cook it, and eat it. It'll be at least some help for your chi refining cultivation. I'm slightly stunned. So this is the benefit Gu Changgung was talking about. It just so happens that I'm currently short of nutrients for cultivation. We keep working until evening. I carry the bucket of flesh and blood back to my own wooden cabin. Even though they're just scraps, the spiritual energy contained within them is no less. Put them in a low-grade chi refining pill. I look at the flesh and blood in the barrel, and slowly lower my right palm into it. The next instant, my right hand instantly transforms into countless roots. Using the tree spirit method to refine flesh and blood, I'm madly absorbed. Simultaneously, I operated the Ling Shu mystic art to convert this pure spiritual power. Cultivating the grass and wood method inevitably generates demonic aura. Before finding a complete solution, I still rely on the Ling Shu mystic art to suppress it. Skipping the step of absorbing natural spiritual energy, directly refining flesh and blood double my cultivation speed. As expected, demons absorb flesh and blood to improve the fastest. So, while working as a demon language translator, I also relied on flesh and blood to boost my cultivation, until the low-grade chi refining pills from the sect arrived. After a night of hard cultivation, I successfully reached chi refining layer 3. Although I barely suppressed the demonic aura, the conflict between cultivation methods remained unresolved. Little did I know, a tremendous opportunity was quietly waiting for me. One day, as soon as I arrived at the prison, I saw a little green ox secretly glance at me. Then it quickly closed its eyes. I was about to step forward to check, when Xiao chuckled and spoke up. Junior brother, want some beef? A disciple caught a bull demon. After saying that, he directly dragged out that little green ox. But just as he was about to hang it on an iron hook, I suddenly stopped him. Senior brother, hold the torture. It's awake. It's just pretending to sleep. Unexpectedly, Xiao was startled upon hearing this. He abruptly stepped back, and the little green ox was also startled into opening its eyes. Seeing the torture tools, its ox eyes were full of fear. It's still awake despite the soul-dazing drug. Could be a Foundation establishment stage great demon. Xiao said, in surprise. Let me question it first. After saying that, I asked in the common demon language, tell us truthfully your cultivation method and how you gain sentience. But for some reason, the little green ox just looked at me blankly. I couldn't help but frown. Does it not understand the common demon tongue? Who would have thought? Seeing this, Xiao's eyes turned cold. Is it a tough nut? Then I'll serve it some torture. After saying that, he picked up a vine whip nearby, ready to act. The little green ox was so scared it lay on the ground trembling. It uttered strange syllables. But surprisingly, upon hearing them, my expression suddenly changed. Senior brother, this is ancient demon language. It asked why we captured it. Actually, the ox also asked another question. Why does it sense a pure aura on me? I decisively ignored the latter part, but upon hearing this, Xiao suddenly showed wild joy. This is an ancient demon offspring. Ancient demons inherit ancient bloodlines. The stronger the bloodline, the more terrifying the talent. But soon he frowned again. Ask it where its parents are. If its parents are still around, we must respectfully send it back. An adult ancient demon is definitely. Arlishu, heaven can't afford to provoke. This is my translation. Little green ox said naively, I've never seen my parents. I was born in the deep mountains. After Xiao learned of this, he immediately turned around. Junior brother, wait here. I'll report to the sect. With that, he hurried away. An ancient demon with no parents, once properly nurtured, will become a demon king-level guardian beast for the sect in the future. Half a quarter hour later, Xiao and the sect's elder Taoist Mo Yuan came together. The elder smiled at me. Asked this green ox if he's willing to take me as his master. I immediately helped inquire. However, the little green ox was stunned, not knowing how to respond for a moment. I added an ancient demon language. To survive, you'd better agree to become his disciple. The elder will guide your cultivation and provide you with ample cultivation resources. Upon hearing this, the green ox nodded repeatedly and immediately prostrated himself. This little demon is willing. Greetings, master. Taoist Mo Yuan nodded with satisfaction. Good. From now on, this master will surely nurture you into a great demon king. I felt a bit envious. My own identity is no worse than ancient demons. But if exposed, forget about becoming a disciple. I'd probably be devoured alive on the spot. However, this time wasn't a complete loss. Taoist Mo Yuan casually gave me a bottle of top-grade chi refining pills. This elder will first take my disciple back. After saying this, he led the little green ox away, soaring into the sky. Xiao sighed with envy. Yeah, I'm envious too. We're both demons. Why is the treatment gap so big? In the evening, I was allowed a bucket of flesh and blood, as usual. However, when parting, Xiao cautioned, don't mention the top-grade chi refining pills to anyone, to avoid unnecessary trouble. Thank you for the reminder, senior brother. I thank him with a salute. Top-grade chi refining pills are resources for chi refining layer 7 disciples. Even Guchonging, at chi refining layer 6, only receives mid-grade pills monthly. Who would have thought? This is our turn to the Wunhut. I found Guchonging already waiting there. I heard you discovered an ancient demon. Taoist Mo Yuan gave you quite some benefits, right? He thought I would keep the benefits for myself, but I proactively offered the pills. Guchonging opened the medicine bottle, saw there were 10 pills, and exclaimed in surprise. You didn't take a single one. Senior brother had me learn demon language. Almost got a chance to encounter the ancient demon because of that. These benefits should be shared with you, senior brother. I was just worrying about how to present them to you. I replied with feigned respect. Hearing this, he nodded with satisfaction. I took out a porcelain bottle. I won't take it from you for free. Here's a bottle of mid-grade body refining pills. Thank you, senior brother. I hurriedly pretended to thank him. Do your job well. I'll think of you more often for good opportunities in the future. Guchonging left, satisfied. With my current strength, I can only endure and grow. As an evergreen tree demon, time is the one thing I don't lack. By dawn, I had refined the flesh and 2 mid-grade chi refining pills. Successfully entered the 4th level of chi refinement. Then, carrying a wooden bucket, I went to the prison. Unexpectedly, first thing Xiao said was me. Made me freeze on the spot. Was your top-grade pill taken by Guchonging? With your status and strength, you couldn't protect such a treasure. I couldn't help but frown. Senior brother Gu is kind-hearted. He even gave me a bottle of mid-grade chi refining pills as compensation. However, Xiao just snorted with disdain. What a good guy he is. 10 mid-grade pills can't match the efficacy of 1 top-grade. But people like us, without backing, are born to be bullied. What puzzled him was, I just smiled slightly, showing I didn't mind. Although I wanted that top-grade chi refining pill. I understand the principle of safety first and better. If I didn't hand over the pill immediately, a beating was the least I'd get. The pill would be taken anyway, and if I got injured in a fight and exposed my demon form, that would be a dead end. Anyway, I have all the time in the world to cultivate slowly, so I opened my mouth to ask, Senior brother Xiao, could you give me a bit more flesh today? Xiao was somewhat surprised. Isn't 1 bucket enough for your cultivation? Who knew? I just pointed at his strong muscles. I've been practicing body refining techniques lately. Need a lot of flesh to replenish chi and blood. I want a powerful physique like yours, senior brother. Actually, there was one more thing I didn't say out loud. I want to be an evergreen tree that no one can take a bite out of. Xiao was very pleased with my praise. You have good taste, junior brother. I'm also a bit tired of this flesh lately. You can have it all. Xiao also looked down the graph temporarily because he discovered an ancient demon and got a reward from the elder. I quickly thanked him. By nightfall, I carried 2 large buckets of flesh back to the wooden hut. This time, there's also a bucket of organs. The energy contained within was much stronger than ordinary scraps. I immediately transformed my hands into root tendrils, simultaneously absorbing nutrients from both buckets. Streams of pure energy merged into my entire body. And in my mind, the small emerald tree also gained a rich aura of blood and chi, until the flesh and blood are completely absorbed. My body refining technique officially enters chi refining first layer. I pinched my hardened skin. It should now be able to withstand attacks from a first layer chi refining cultivator. But this is far from enough. I decided to take body refining to the extreme. As long as I'm tough enough, no one can hurt me. I cultivated peacefully like this for half a month, and successfully reached the chi refining 5th layer. My body refining technique also reached chi refining 2nd layer. I thought I could continue developing steadily, until one day, Gu Changming suddenly found me. Junior brother, a disciple will come later to learn language from you. I couldn't help but freeze. Is it that little green ox? Gu Changming smiled and looked at me. Exactly. After Taoist and Mo Yuan took him away, he was named Qing Mu. It was found he couldn't speak the human language, making communication difficult. They initially wanted other disciples to teach him, but upon my strong recommendation, the sect decided to let you teach him. Thank you, senior brother, for your support. I respectfully express my gratitude. However, Gu Changming spoke meaningfully. Junior brother should know what to do, right? The favor of your senior brother's support. This junior brother will never forget it. I pretended to be full of gratitude. Gu Changming left satisfied once again. And after Xiao Qiu learned about this, he excitedly said, "This is fantastic news. That green ox is now the sect's treasure. His status is almost on par with the sect leader's personal disciple, Su Jingran. He's just a bit temperamental. The disciples who tried to teach him language before were all injured by him. I was somewhat surprised. Su Jingran is a fearless genius who reached the refining first layer in 7 days. Not long after, Qing Mu was brought to the prison by senior sister. The senior sister haughtily called me out. I just finished my respectful bow when Qing Mu ran to my side and rubbed against me affectionately. However, I was a bit speechless, afraid the ox might take a bite out of me on a whim. Who would have thought, upon seeing this, the senior sister's expression softened considerably. Teach junior brother Qing human speech properly. I'll come and check tonight. After saying this, she turned and left. Finally, I met a fellow being I can communicate with. Those people are impossible to talk to. I want to eat peaches. Qing Mu looked at me happily. When we go back tonight, I'll tell the senior sister to get you some peaches. I said as I led him into the interrogation room. Who would have thought the first thing he said upon entering would instantly scare me? Why do I feel a sense of familiarity from you, but feel nothing like it from others? I don't know either. Perhaps it's fate. I can only answer evasively. My true identity as a demon must never be revealed. I just want to stay away from this overly sensitive green ox. It was the first one to notice something off about me. Next, I continued interrogating the demon tribe. Seeing this, Qing Mu asked curiously, "What are you recording all this for?" I answered while writing. It's required by the sect. They want the cultivation methods of these demons. I'm not sure of the specifics. Then why do you listen to them? Is it because you can't beat the sect's cultivators? Qing Mu pressed on like an ignorant child. Seeing me nod in agreement, Qing Mu continued. Then why don't you run away? Because the outside world is even more dangerous. It's full of demons, monsters, and all the major cultivation sections. Thinking we were both demons, I couldn't help but share more of my true thoughts. You must remember one thing. Whether in the human world or the demon world, you must learn to hide yourself. You possess precious ancient demon blood. Some demons would devour you to enhance their cultivation. And in the human world, once they find a demon they can't control, they'll find a way to kill you. This world is truly dangerous. Demons have tried to eat me before. Luckily, I ran fast. Qing Mu thought his past days of wandering. He said with lingering fear, so he deeply believed my words. I reassured him, before you have enough strength, learn to be obedient. Make everyone think you're docile and controllable. Hearing this, Qing Mu seemed thoughtful. Then I need to learn human language quickly. I began teaching patiently. Qing Mu's bloodline power was extremely strong, and his learning ability far surpassed ordinary people. When senior sister came in the evening, Qing Mu hurried forward and spoke in human tongue. "Hello, senior sister." Senior sister immediately beamed with joy. "Good little brother, so smart." After saying that, she casually tossed me a top-grade pill. "This is your reward. I'll bring junior brother Qing again tomorrow." "Thank you for the reward, senior sister." I took the pill and had just returned to my wooden hut, only to find Gu Changming already waiting here. "I heard Qing Mu is getting along well with you?" "Yes." I took out the pill. This was bestowed by senior sister. However, Gu Changming seemed somewhat disdainful. How come there's only one? He just broke through to chi refining level 7. Single top-grade chi refining pill can't meet his cultivation needs. I said helplessly. Senior sister only bestowed one. Senior brother Xiao from the prison can vouch for that. Gu Changming took the pill with a cold face. Just as he was about to turn and leave, I unexpectedly called out to him. "Senior brother Changming, could you spare me a mid-grade chi refining pill?" But Gu Changming just glanced at the bucket of flesh and blood I was carrying. "Don't forget who gave you everything you have now. If it weren't for me, you'd still be rotting away in the archives. Tomorrow, I want to see at least 3 top-grade chi refining pills, or else face the consequences." I couldn't help but frown. This junior brother is forever grateful for your kindness, senior brother. But the pills are all awarded by the senior sister. How could I possibly get 3? Who knew Gu Changming would just curl his lip into a smirk? Qing Mu is close to you. Just have him ask the senior sister. She dotes on him now. She'll surely agree. So, senior brother, could you save one for me then? I ventured tentatively. You only deserve this flesh and blood slop. Top-grade pills are not for the likes of you to touch. With that, Gu Changming turned and left. I sighed softly. This was outright robbery now. But I suppressed the resentment in my heart. I thought that I asked the flesh and blood and begin body tempering. I estimate I need about 4 more portions like this to break through to the 3rd layer of body tempering, to become a truly unshakable tree. I still had a long way to go. The next day arrived, and I came to the prison as usual. However, I didn't seek Qing Mu's help. Instead, I went directly to Xiao Qiu. "Senior brother Xiao, I've run into some trouble. I wonder if you could lend a hand?" Asking Qing Mu to beg for top-grade chi refining pills is practically a death wish. I have no desire to test that senior sister's patience, and Xiao Qiu had recently broken through to the 9th layer of chi refining. If he was willing to help, I'd rather give him all the top-grade pills than let Gu Changming profit from them. But Xiao Qiu's subsequent reply left me utterly astonished. "It's about Gu Changming demanding pills from you, right?" I was full of confusion. "How did you know?" "Senior brother Xiao, I heard he's been trying to break through to the Foundation establishment recently, and he only gets 2 top-grade chi refining pills a month. Naturally, he'd target you." Xiao Qiu pondered for a moment before speaking. "I have an empty room over at my place. Move in with me tonight. With me there, you won't dare act up." I said gratefully, "Don't worry, senior brother Xiao. Any top-grade chi refining pills I get in the future, I'll offer them to you." But to my surprise, Xiao Qiu burst out laughing. "Keep 1 or 2 for your own cultivation. Just share a few with me if you get more. I have my pride." I gave myself to resort to force and plunder. With that, he turned to deal with the demon corpses. People who care about face are so much better, aren't they? Whoever needs face like Trini Park. But Gu Chang'un just doesn't get that. I secretly clenched my fist. Just then, Qingmu came running over excitedly. You wouldn't believe it. Yesterday, I went back and called the master once. The old man was over the moon. He said to be obedient, to make them think I'm controllable. After saying this, he spat out a porcelain bottle. These are chi refining pills for my senior sister. Here's one for you. I glanced at it. It was actually full of top-grade chi refining pills. This Qingmu is truly a loyal and righteous ox. Yet, I waved my hand and refused. Keep it. I have plenty here. Master even rewarded me with several bottles yesterday. Qingmu said, completely unconcerned about the pills. I couldn't help but sigh inwardly. We're both demons. So why's the gap in our fates so vast? Seeing me accept the pills. Qingmu was overjoyed. You're my only friend here. Although Master and the others are good to me, there's always a sense of distance. Only you feel familiar to me. I'm not a cow. Watch your words. I clear my throat, changing the subject. You need to learn how to be human properly, even if you don't want to be human, to survive in the human world. You must learn their ways of doing things. Qingmu nodded thoughtfully. I not only taught him the language, but also how to live safely in the human world. After studying for a while, Qingmu went off to wander around the prison. Unexpectedly, he found out that I'd been robbed of my pills by Gu Chang'un. When he came back, he couldn't help but ask what I planned to do. I shrugged. I'm just going to avoid him, of course. Now that I'm staying with senior brother Xiao, Gu Chang'un wouldn't dare to cause trouble. Qingmu looked puzzled. Is it because you can't beat him? No. I've always preferred to be kind and avoid fighting. I said seriously, even if I could beat him, I shouldn't say so. If my true strength were exposed, it would inevitably attract more trouble. Xiao Qiu chimed in from the side. If junior brother were at the 7th level of Qi refinement now, he could directly confront Gu Chang'un. There'd be no need for such restraint. Qingmu suddenly understood. He said in ancient demon tongue, so you want to use this chance to teach me that when you're weak, you must know how to endure. And when you're strong, you can strike back. I was completely speechless. I just want to cultivate in peace. Why does this ox have so many thoughts? Thank you for your guidance. I'll remember it well. When weak, learn to bow. When strong enough, wipe them out. Looking at Qingmu's serious face, I fell silent. I was just kindly reminding him to stay low-key and patient. How'd he jump to wiping out entire families? By evening, I followed Xiao Qiu to his place. As soon as we entered, I took out the elixirs. Brother, these elixirs are from Qingmu. I promised to share with you, so I won't keep them for myself. I really don't know what to say about you. Xiao Qiu helplessly poured out 5 elixirs, returning the other 5 to me. I was about to head back to my room to cultivate, when he suddenly pulled out 10 porcelain bottles. These are blood vitality pills. They're extremely useful for body tempering. We Qi refining disciples all practice body tempering as well. Cultivating with spiritual energy alone is far from enough, so we take blood vitality pills to assist. I see. I thanked him and put the bottles away. I really need these pills to improve my body tempering right now. I have my pride. I can't just take things from others for free. Go back to your room and cultivate first. After saying that, Xiao Qiu turned and went back to his room. I also returned to my room, locked the doors and windows, and started taking the pills to refine them. To my delight, 1 blood vitality pill was as effective as 6 portions of flesh and blood. Finally, after refining 3 blood vitality pills, I successfully broke through to body tempering layer 3. Then, by refining Qi refining pills, my cultivation also broke through to Qi refining layer 6. But an even bigger surprise was yet to come. The next day, Sister Qingmu saw me. She gave me 2 bottles of high-grade Qi refined pills. At the same time, she mysteriously said in ancient demon language, I want to see you get back at Gu Chang'un sooner, and stop being bullied by him. Her words left me completely speechless. With you doing this, even if I don't kill Gu Chang'un in the future, I'll still be implicated. Qingmu ignored my silence, and suddenly sighed. Why don't you come with me? Don't stay in this prison anymore. I feel so lonely up there. Unexpectedly, my expression instantly turned serious. As a demon lurking in a human sect, you must learn to endure loneliness. You must never show any desire to return to the demon world. That will make people think you're an ungrateful wretch. Qingmu broke out in a cold sweat from fright, and quickly nodded in agreement. Peace returned to our days. Although Gu Chang'un came to find me a few times, but he just took a distant look and turned away. He obviously can't afford to mess with Xiao Qiu. I set my mind to hard training, reaching body refining level 5. My cultivation also reached the peak of Qi refining level 6. Just as I was preparing to break through to level 7, an unexpected guest suddenly arrived. Gu Chang'un, what are you doing here? Xiao Qiu demanded coldly. I'm here to inform you about the 3 Veins tournament in half a month. Gu Chang'un stared at Xiao Qiu, then turned to me. I always thought of you when there were benefits. Yet you betrayed me and sided with Xiao Qiu. But Xiao Qiu beside him angrily retorted. Back then, I asked you to learn demon language. You found it troublesome and refused. You thought the prison was dirty, so you dumped on your junior brother. Now that he's met Qingmu and gained an opportunity, you want to swoop in and take it all, leaving nothing. Gu Chang'un, have some shame. Gu Chang'un's face turned pale then red, but dare not lash out at Xiao Qiu. Get lost. Seeing you annoys me. Xiao Qiu snapped impatiently. Gu Chang'un snorted coldly. I hope your mouth stays this tough at the 3 Veins tournament. With that, he left directly. However, Xiao Qiu frowned and looked at me. The 3 Veins tournament is a major disciple competition in Lingshu Cave Heaven. You might use this chance to get out of the prison. If Qingmu puts in a good word for you, you might even become a disciple of an elder. But Gu Chang'un will definitely make things difficult for you during the match. What we didn't expect was. I smiled and said, so I just won't go. Xiao Qiu was stunned. But Qingmu can't keep coming to see you forever. The gap between your cultivation levels will grow wider. In the end, you might not even be friends. Yet I remained calm. We were only a chance encounter. What talk of friends? Xiao Qiu paused for a moment before realizing, right? It's precisely your aloof nature. That makes Qingmu especially fond of you. And why Elder Yuen allows your contact with Qingmu. If you try to climb using this, that senior sister would have acted long ago. I didn't respond, but changed the subject. Senior brother, do you want to join the tournament to leave the prison? Xiao Qiu answered frankly. Of course. I've reached the peak of Qi refining level 9. I just need a rank in the top 10 of my vein. You can get a foundation establishment pill and have a chance to break through to the foundation establishment stage. I'm a bit confused. Senior brother, your talent isn't poor. How did you end up working in a prison? However, Xiao Qiu shook his head. He didn't say more. Seeing this, I didn't press further. As a demon, one must. Remember one thing. Don't be too curious. Otherwise, you'll easily get into trouble. The next day, Qingmu also learned about the 3 Veins competition. As soon as he saw me, he mysteriously said, want to quickly improve your strength. My master has decided to let me and senior brother Suzhi go to the Lingshu secret realm together. I've heard there are countless rare treasures inside. Of course, there's also great danger. But I shook my head and said, thanks for the offer, but I don't want to go. I just want to cultivate peacefully. But New Ching Mu started overthinking again. I get it. You want to keep lying low until you're strong enough to take revenge. Then you'll make your move. I fell silent once more. Why is this ox demon so convinced I want revenge? If you put it that way, even if I ever have the strength in the future, it'll be hard for me to act, won't it? Ching Mu continued. Tomorrow, I'm going to the secret realm to improve my strength. My master wants me to get a good ranking in the competition. Best case, I even beat senior brother Su Jingran. Saying this, Ching Mu suddenly lowered his voice. I feel there's something off about that senior brother Su Jingran. He doesn't seem like the pure genius from the rumors. Unexpectedly, my expression turned serious instantly. Humans love to hide their secrets the most. Remember, don't pry too much into others' privacy. Because to keep a secret, humans won't hesitate to kill anyone or any demon who knows it. Ching Mu nodded heavily. Got it. If there's a benefit to be gained, then it's not too late to figure it out. His words left me speechless again. Should I praise him for being so perceptive? Finally, Ching Mu was ready to depart. Before leaving, he tossed me another 3 bottles of high-grade chi and his pills. What a good ox. I hope he listens to my advice and lies low for a while longer. When I returned to my residence, I ran into Gu Chonging again. Senior brother Chonging, you're really keeping a close eye on me. However, Gu Chonging stared at me intently. If not for your appearance, the one entering the Lingshu secret realm should be me. I calmly said, what a pity. All your scheming, senior brother, ended up being all for nothing. As soon as the words left my mouth, an enraged Gu Chonging was about to strike, but he saw Xiao Qiu's figure not far away. Forced myself to calm down again. Xiao Qiu will return to Chi Refining Peak in 10 days to prepare for the tournament. Then no one will protect you. Let's see how long you can stay arrogant. Human greed truly knows no bounds. Even a longevity tree has its temper. Don't push me too far. 10 days later, Xiao Qiu indeed had to return to Chi Refining Peak to prepare. Fortunately, before leaving, he activated a protective formation for me. Senior brother, focus on exclusive cultivation. Wait for my turn. If I can gain foundation establishment and succeed in establishing my foundation, I'll have my own cave abode at Chi Refining Peak. Then you can come learn the path of Chi Refining with me. But he could never have imagined that his words would be a wake-up call. Since the bones of those demon beasts can be used for artifact forging, why not treat myself as an artifact to be refined? So I secretly resolved to study artifact forging diligently with Xiao Qiu in the future. But first, I had to deal with the biggest crisis at hand. Not long after Xiao Qiu left, Gu Chonging indeed came looking for me, but seeing the protective formation, he couldn't enter at all. Just as he was about to leave in frustration, I suddenly swaggered out of the formation. Strangely, Gu Chonging didn't attack immediately upon seeing this. He just stared coldly, probably worried about scaring me off. After a moment's thought, I suddenly used Earth Evasion and burrowed underground. Gu Chonging sensed my aura. He snorted coldly.
So it's Earth Evasion. No wonder you dare to be so arrogant. And you've actually reached Chi Refining Layer 6 from Layer 2. How many pills did that cost? Those should have been mine.
Thinking this, his heart twisted with envy. He immediately used his own evasion technique to pursue. They arrived at a quiet grove. Gu Chonging burst from the ground, but he found he had lost my aura. Did Xiao Qiu also give you an artifact to conceal your aura? Just as he frowned in thought, a sharp sword light suddenly shot out from a tree behind him. Gu Chonging frantically raised his sword to block. His arm trembled, nearly losing his grip on the sword. The top-grade magic sword, Chi Refining Layer 7. Gu Chonging stared at me in horror. How many resources did that ox demon give you? You actually reached Layer 7? I didn't answer. The sword wind rose again, dark clouds churning ominously overhead. Gu Chonging naturally recognized this move. The soaring clouds, 3 swords. Even if you've reached Layer 7, I'll use the same move. You're no match for me. But just as our blades were about to clash, I instantly vanished into the ground. Gu Chonging's expression changed, but his sword technique was already unstoppable. The next second, I burst out from the tree trunk behind him, piercing his body with my sword. Senior brother, Earth Escape isn't all I can do. Gu Chonging fell to the ground, his face contorted. You despicable scoundrel. Yet, I just smiled faintly. To survive, one must be cunning. After saying that, my palms quickly turned into roots, beginning to decompose him into nutrients. Moments later, only a set of clothes remained on the ground. I thought there'd be something good in the clothes. But who knew Gu Chonging was so poor? Not a single pill, just a long sword. After cleaning up, I hurried back to my residence. But when I focused my mind inward, the sight before me made me freeze. I never expected a Chi Refining 7th Layer Cultivator's essence to be so rich. One Gu Chonging was worth more than a bottle of blood chi pills. It directly pushed me to Chi Refining 7th Layer. The blood-red hue of the tree demon core in my mind deepened, becoming more solid and resilient. The dense blood chi power was startling. I opened my eyes and tapped the top-grade magic sword beside me. Seeing the blood seeping out, I couldn't help but frown. Still not as good as a top-grade magic sword, but I can handle artifacts of the same rank. I must find a chance to learn artifact forging from senior brother Xiao Qiu. Since those demon beast bones can be used for forging, I, the tree demon, should be able to as well. Refining myself as an artifact shouldn't be a problem, right? Just as I was peacefully cultivating for 2 days, the ox demon Qing Mu suddenly arrived. I was slightly taken aback. You came out of the Lingshu secret realm? Looks like you've improved a lot. Who would have thought Qing Mu's first words will make my eyelids twitch? What should I do if I stole something from someone? A bad feeling crept in. I tentatively asked, you didn't steal from grand senior brother Su Jingran, did you? Qing Mu indeed nodded. But I was forced. That guy actually wanted to enslave me. Luckily, Master gave me a protective treasure. In a rage, I activated my bloodline, and with the treasure's help, severely injured him, and took his spirit herb. I fell silent, my expression turning grim. Qing Mu continued. Gotta say, that herb was amazing. It pushed me into Chi Refining 7th Layer. Plus Su Jingran's Chi Refining 8th Layer for you. He's really no match for me now. I took a deep breath, and asked, didn't Su Jingran come looking for more trouble? But Qing Mu looked smug. He did it in secret, so no one knows. That's exactly why I stole his spirit herb. Hearing this, I breathed a slight sigh of relief. Since it was done privately, let's just act like nothing happened. Even if you tell your master, he'll just tell you to endure it. Qing Mu was full of confusion. I can beat Su Jingran. Why should I keep hiding? If I openly defeat him, I might even take his position and become the senior disciple. My master would support me. But what puzzled him was, I just chuckled. It's not that easy. You may be able to beat Su Jingran, but can you beat his master, the sect leader? Your master helps you. But when the sect leader helps Su Jingran, your master is only at the foundation side of the stage. The sect leader is at the political stage. That's a whole major realm difference. Qing Mu suddenly understood. He nodded in agreement. But then his next words made my expression change drastically. You're right, but that Su Jingran really does have a problem. I sense demonic aura from him. My heart skipped a beat. Is the sect really researching demonic cultivation methods? And is Su Jingran the first practitioner? Then I whispered a reminder. Just act like you know nothing. Play dumb sometimes. That's how you survive better in the Lingshu Cave Heaven. Qing Mu blinked. Do I have a secret now? Yes, you have a secret. When you talk to your master, just say Su Jingran harmed you. Don't mention the spirit herb. Qing Mu looked confused again. Why not tell him everything? Why don't turn serious? Only Su Jingran knows about it anyway. Just deny it to the death. Qing Mu nodded firmly. I'll remember. I'll wave my hand. Go back. Don't look for me so easily in the future. You're a prodigy of the ancient demons. I'm just an ordinary disciple. But after hearing this, Qing Mu frowned and said, we're friends. I patted him meaningfully. When the gap in status is too great, we can't be friends. Looking at the thoughtful Qing Mu, I was about to turn and go back inside when he suddenly stopped me. By the way, you signed up for the Three Veins tournament. Do you want to defeat Gu Changgung in front of everyone? I was stunned. What? When did I sign up? Who the hell signed me up? Without my identity token. How did the registration succeed? Let me go back and ask for you. After saying that, Qing Mu left, but I frowned deeply. Look at this. The Three Generations tournament. This kind of public exposure. How can I, a longevity tree demon, do it? The whole world knows eating a longevity tree grants immortality, but not going directly isn't an option either. The Three Generations martial contest is extremely important to the sect. Signing up and not showing up is a major offense. Meanwhile, Qing Mu had just arrived as Master Taoist Mo Yuan's residence and immediately burst into tears. Master, I've been wronged. Taoist Mo Yuan's face instantly darkened. Who bullied you? Qing Mu was his disciple, after all. How could a genius, ancient demon be bullied? Qing Mu spoke with grievance. In the Lingshu secret realm, that Su Jingran tried to enslave me. Fortunately, I had the means he gave me, Master, and barely escaped with my life. Taoist Mo Yuan's expression grew increasingly grim. How dare he? I will take you to demand an explanation right now. Unexpectedly, Qing Mu hurriedly stopped his master. It's nothing for this disciple to suffer a little wrong. Su Jingran is the sect leader's disciple. The sect leader will surely favor him, and in the end, it will come to nothing. Taoist Mo Yuan's expression was not less. This Qing Mu was truly a considerate and good disciple. It's your master who is useless. I'll let you suffer. Qing Mu affectionately nuzzled against Taoist Mo Yuan's robe. Master, you've already been so good to me. I only wish for your happiness, Master, and to rest well with you. Hearing this, Taoist Mo Yuan was visibly moved. To have gained such an ancient demon disciple was truly his fortune. But thinking he couldn't avenge his disciple, Taoist Mo Yuan sighed in his heart. He could only give his disciple more care. And so, Qing Mu received another pile of cultivation resources and protective means. He couldn't help but marvel inwardly. Just a few words had earned him a heap of resources. Truly worthy of his good friend. But he would never have imagined. His good friend was about to face a huge trouble. The head of the Three Marines martial contest arrived as scheduled. I had no choice but to head to the contest grounds. On the arena, the sect leader spoke calmly. As before, use your sword tokens to ascend the stage and draw a lot for matches. As soon as he finished speaking, disciples leaped onto the stage one after another, each holding a sword token. I had one in my hand too. I sighed helplessly and headed to Arena 10, waiting patiently on the side with the other competing disciples. Looking at them, the weakest was at Chi refining layer 7, and they had all learned various sect techniques. This made me increasingly nervous. It wasn't until noon that it was finally my turn. My opponent was Hanjuan, mid-stage Chi refining layer 7. I cupped my hands and said, Junior greets senior brother. But for some reason, Hanju Yuan wasn't so friendly. He sneered, I've heard you control the sword, Qing Mu. You were only a second level Chi refined form. I never thought you'd dare stand on this arena today. As he said this, he suddenly pointed a finger at me. But you are an ungrateful wretch. Back then, a fellow senior brother gave you a chance to learn the demon language. After you clung to Qing Mu, you humiliated that senior brother and cut off all contact with him. You climbed up Qing Mu and immediately cut off the senior brother's lore. What a despicable thing. When the disciples below heard this, they immediately started cursing me, staring at me full of disdain. Anjuan said, Oldness, you've always had poor talent. You only forcefully raise your realm with pills. Today I'll knock you back to your original form for that senior brother, and you can stay in prison properly after this. I furrowed my brow. I immediately understood everything in my heart. Hanji Yuan must have been sent here by Gu Changgung. This martial tournament is overseen by the Grand Elder, and Gu Changgung is from the Grand Elder's faction. It's extremely easy for them to pull strings behind the scenes. Hanji Yuan said nothing more, just let out a cold snort. The long sword left the sheath, and the sword light filled the air in it. More than a dozen streaks of sword light came straight at me. Senior brother Han, don't hold back. Knock him back to prison. Trash belongs in prison. Quite a few disciples below also shouted out. They wanted to disrupt my state of mind this way. But to everyone's surprise, I actually threw out my sword token. Senior brother's strength is unmatched. I concede. Hanji Yuan was stunned for a moment. But this friend immediately turned icy, and the sword light stabbed straight for me. Seeing this, my face changed. I pretended to panic and stumbled back. My body dodged the sword light by a hair's breadth. I lost my balance and fell straight off the arena. Hanji Yuan looked down toward the bottom of the arena. But I quickly got up, cupped my hands, and said, Senior brother's swordsmanship is superb. I concede and take my leave. What a useless trash. I stared out his wits. I just one sword, Senior brother Han. Senior brother Han's Lingshu 13 swords are simply incredible. I can even see it clearly just now. Soon Hanji Yuan was surrounded by a flurry of praise. He was actually confused. I hadn't even really made a move yet. He had promised Gu Changgung originally. He not only had made me lose all face, but also seriously injured me. Now, even though I've lost face, I'm not injured at all. And what's hardest for him to accept is, why do I look completely fine after losing? That's right, he hadn't seen Gu Changgung for a few days. Why isn't he even anywhere to be found at the martial tournament? But I paid no attention to all of that. I went back to my residence and cultivated peacefully again until evening. Qing Mu came by again. I sighed and said, didn't I tell you not to come see me so easily? That bull demon is too high profile. If I go there, I'll be noticed too. But then, Qing Mu spoke up in a low voice. I'm here to comfort you. I heard about the martial contest. Even though it's embarrassing, I believe you can bounce back. You'll beat that Hanji Yuan eventually. I roll my eyes. I'm fine. No need for comfort. Unexpectedly, Qing Mu patted my shoulder. You don't have to pretend to be strong. Rubbing my temples, I said, I'm not pretending. I never wanted to join the contest anyway. What if I got hurt in public, with the tree of longevity, spurting blood? That's a scary thought. Qing Mu didn't know what I was thinking. I was hoping you'd get a good rank and cultivate with me. But I spoke earnestly. You need to understand, you're a genius. Destined for greatness. Don't waste time on a failure like me. I'll go to the Chi Vein, follow Senior Xiao Xiao, and learn forging. Be a forger. That's my life. What a waste. Qing Mu's tone turned somber. I'm the only one he feels close to. Just as I was about to ask him to leave, he whispered, if I return to the demon clan someday, will you come with me? I'd take my master too. But to his surprise, my eyes narrowed. You're in a human sect now. You must not think this way. Never say such things to anyone. Not even your master. I'll pretend I didn't hear it this time. Understood. Qing Mu took a deep breath and left quickly. He still has thoughts of returning to the demon world. Even though his master treats him so well, it can't ease the loneliness in his heart. Half a month passed in a flash. I reached the mid-stage of G refining level 7, but my body refining is still at the early stage of level 7. Without blood G pills and flesh nourishment, progress is slow. Senior Xiao has returned. Even with a smile, I clasped my hands. Congratulations, Senior Xiao, on winning a Foundation Establishment pill in the 3 Veins Martial Contest. Xiao laughed heartily. I did get the pill, and I can return to the Chi vein. Once I establish my foundation, I'll take you there to cultivate. Thank you, Senior. I thanked him respectfully. I thought he'd rush to establish his foundation, but he said proudly, back then, I made a Chi refining dual bet. The loser can't return to the Chi vein before establishing a foundation. Thanks to the pills you gave me, I reached Chi refining level 9 and won the foundation establishment pill. It dawned on me. So you lost the bet back then? No wonder you were in prison. What about that saint? Hearing this, Xiao replied with a smile. He only got 11th place, defeated by me. This time, I'll establish my foundation before him. Enough talk, time is of the essence. I'm going to cultivate right now. Xiao said, then went upstairs. Half a month later, a powerful aura jolted me awake. Xiao successfully built his foundation. Now, I understood the power of a foundation establishment expert. Those elders have built their foundations for years. Their strength is unfathomable. I must improve my own strength quickly. Only then can I protect myself. Xiao came out of his room. A powerful aura radiated from him. Let's go. I'll take you to the Chi vein. I'll contact the Spirit Sword Peak. Thank you, Senior Brother. I quickly thanked him. No need for formalities between us. You're my benefactor, he said, and stepped onto his sword. Hearing me, he flew towards Spirit Chi Peak. Soon, we settled in at the Spirit Chi Peak. I began learning artifact forging and array techniques from Xiao until one day I suddenly asked, Senior Brother, can you forge artifacts using living things? For example, directly forging a spirit tree into a magical tool. However, Xiao shook his head with a smile. Of course not. Living things would be killed by the true flames. I fell silent. Body tempering couldn't block attacks from artifacts of the same level. That's why I had the wild idea of forging myself into an artifact. But now that path seems blocked. Little did I know, a great crisis was also waiting for me. Gu Changming's long sword was found, but there were no other items besides the sword. Gu Changming had vanished without a trace. Lin Jianfeng also sent people to investigate, and naturally, someone found me. Just as I was thinking how to clear suspicion, Xiao suddenly stepped forward and said, I activated the array at that time. I didn't tell my junior brother how to operate it. He was effectively trapped. Once Xiao said this, it directly cleared all suspicion for me. After the investigating disciples left, Xiao frowned at me. You didn't really kill Gu Changming, did you? I smiled bitterly. How could I? He was at the 7th level of Chi refining. I was no match for him. Xiao nodded. He didn't think about it further. The matter of Gu Changming was ultimately dropped. I was completely at ease now, focusing on studying arrays and forging for half a year. My forging and body tempering both reached the peak of the 7th layer. I could proficiently forge mid-grade magical swords, and had memorized various arrays. Over these 6 months, although Qingmu didn't come find me, I occasionally went to the library to read. I did hear tales of his genius, especially during the 3 Veins competition. Qingmu defeated a Qi refining 9th level disciple, surpassing his rank. He even beat Su Jingran to claim first place, and Qingmu always listened to me. He was extremely filial to his master, and deeply respectful to his senior brothers and sisters. He was practically perfect. Some even said, if he weren't a demon, he'd be the heir to the sect leader. And Qingmu's legend was just beginning. He often took his fellow disciples down the mountain to slay demons and monsters. But as for me, his friend, he never mentioned me to anyone. It was as if he'd forgotten. I was relieved. Finally, no more tension. Yet, I dare not relax. The sect's need for life-extending herbs grew more urgent. They even formed teams to search the great wilderness for the tree of longevity. Just as I was pondering how to improve my cultivation, an outside mission brought me an unexpected surprise. That day, Xiao had just returned from Mission Hall, and took me to Zhongyang City, 30 miles away. This place belonged to the great Qian Kingdom. Ordinary people and cultivators lived together within city walls. 3 great families controlled the city. Xiao brought me before a courtyard residence. An old man invited us inside. In the courtyard was an old willow tree with a man and a woman sitting cross-legged. Beneath it, cultivating the Lingshu Cavern Heaven Chi vein. Xiao saluted, fellow Taoist, this is my junior brother. Xiao cupped his hands. The old man returned the gesture. This one is Lu Xing. Those 2 are my grandson, Lu Xian, and granddaughter, Lu Qingyue. They will pay their respects after finishing their cultivation. However, Xiao waved his hand and said, no need for formalities. Let's get straight to the point. Lu Qing nodded and waved his hand. 3 pieces of or glowing with faint light instantly appeared. Xiao's face showed surprise. Frost iron stone, blazing flame stone, breeze stone. Fellow Taoist, what fortune to have obtained these 3 fine materials. Lu Qing smiled slightly. Family heirlooms. I must trouble you too, fellow Taoist. After speaking, he led us to an underground chamber. After Lu Qing left, Xiao spoke somewhat awkwardly. I want to let you get some practice, but there's no training ground here. And these are all rare stones. I waved my hand. I wouldn't dare handle such rarities. I'll wait outside, senior brother. Who knew Xiao would suddenly hand me a money pouch? Go have fun in the city. These 3 rare stones will be troublesome to process. Forging a flying sword will take at least 4 or 5 months. I took the pouch and left the chamber. Just as I was about to ask Lu Qing for a room to cultivate, unexpectedly, he pointed at the old willow tree. You can cultivate under that tree. There's a spirit gathering array. Alright, I nod slightly. But as soon as I reached the old willow tree, I immediately sensed something was off. The spiritual energy here is indeed dense, but there's a faint trace of demonic aura lingering. If I weren't a tree demon myself, I might not have even noticed it. I glanced at the old willow. It stood silent, showing no signs of abnormality. Lu Xian and Lu Qingwei were out sightseeing. I was alone, meditating. Yet, as I activated my cultivation technique, the old willow tree swayed slightly too. It actually started absorbing spiritual energy. It really has gained sentience. But it must have just begun cultivation, its consciousness still chaotic, not fully stepping into the ranks of demonic cultivation. Given that we're both tree demons, I gathered some spiritual energy to help accelerate its cultivation. Little did I know this act of kindness would bring me an unexpected reward soon after. A month passed in the blink of an eye. I finally reached Chi refining layer 8. Yet I grew even more troubled. If I used to be soft to chew on before, now I have a bit of crunch. Ultimately, it's because my hardness isn't sufficient. I looked up at the old willow and transmitted a message. Considering your cultivation journey is difficult, let me help you too. After saying that, I recalled the tree demon cultivation method and recited it for the willow. It had just gained intelligence, unable to speak yet. It just shook its trunk in thanks, also gathering spiritual energy, demonstrating its cultivation for me. I smiled, saying nothing more. Its cultivation method was too crude, not very effective. But the next moment, something unexpected happened. A cyan light suddenly glowed from the ground. A finger slowly emerged from the earth. Seeing this, I was stunned. This finger clearly wasn't human. It looked more like it belonged to a stone statue. Delicate patterns covered it. I stroked the index finger. perhaps due to the long passage of time and the willow's absorption. The essence was gone, but the patterns intrigued me. They resembled some kind of high-level formation. This must be the treasure that awakened the willow's intelligence. Its inner essence became nourishment for the willow, so I asked about its origin. The willow swayed intensely. A surge of spiritual power instantly entered my mind. The next second, a colossal figure appeared in my thoughts. It was like an ancient stone statue awakening my mind. Intricate patterns covered every stone, and that one finger was just a pinky. Yet, for some reason, apart from the patterns on the pinky, I couldn't see the others clearly at all. My whole body shuddered. Could those patterns on its body be ancient demonic runes? The sect has records. The ancient demon runes are the heritage hidden within bloodlines. They only manifest when the ancient demon bloodline is awakened. Some have even grasped cultivation technique from them. Looking at the ancient demon's finger in my hand, though its essence is gone, it sparked an idea. Since I can't forge myself into an artifact, what if I, as a mortal tree demon, carved runes onto my own body? Like the ancient demon runes, I began searching for wood, etching the finger's patterns. 3 days later, I succeeded. The results delighted me beyond measure. Wood inscribed with the ancient demon runes becomes exceptionally hard. Infused with spiritual power, its toughness rivals a low-grade artifact. If I carve them onto myself, no artifact of the same tier could scratch me. But more research is needed. Besides hardness, what other traits do these runes have? In the following days, using money from senior brother Xiao, I rented a nearby smithy to forge simple artifacts. 3 days later, I imprinted the runes on an iron plate. The plate became much harder, almost a full grade better. Yet, I didn't immediately carve them on myself. Typically, forging requires choosing materials for the formation, crafting an artifact suited for spiritual energy flow. My situation is the opposite. I must fuse formations and runes to suit myself. While immersed in rune research, I suddenly learned my friend Qingmu came to Zhongyang City. He challenged young disciples of 3 great families, winning spirit herbs. My heart sank. Why can't this ox demon keep a low profile? Though backed by the Lingshu paradise, those 3 families have dominated Zhongyang City for years. They have their pride. Qingmu might be in serious trouble. I got up to bring food to Xiao in the secret chamber. Coming out, Lu Qing's family was still discussing Qingmu. I couldn't help but ask, what happened after Qingmu killed them? Lu Qing's granddaughter, Lu Qingyue, replied, heard he went to the city lord's manor, got a banquet invitation. Lu Qing, seeing clearly, added, the city lord and the 3 families have feuded for years. Naturally, he wanted to recruit Qingmu's strength. If he can drag Lingshu paradise into this through Qingmu, the 3 families won't be a concern. But I'm not optimistic about Qingmu. Senior brother Su Jingran and Qingmu are like fire and water. Besides his master, Qingmu likely can't call in elder experts, offending the 3 families. This won't end well. I thought Qingmu would cooperate with the city lord. But after going to the city lord's mansion, he came out looking very unhappy. Hearing this news, my heart tightened. Did Qingmu offend the city lord too? What backing does this bull demon have? Or has his brain been eaten by mosquitoes? But I didn't dwell on it. As an immortal tree, it's better to keep a low profile. Eating me grants immortality. Then I returned to my room to study runes, hoping to alter the runes and formations to suit myself. But after half a month, my research made little progress. Until one day, when I brought food to Xiao, I mentioned wanting to craft a magic tool for myself. But I didn't know how to change the formation imprint. Xiao smiled and took out a magic sword and a long blade. Look, these 2 tools are different, but the formation is the same. Suddenly I understood. Thank you for enlightening me, senior brother. I see now, whether it's a blade, spear, sword, or halberd, or even wood or stone, the formation remains unchanged. It's just that the imprint position varies with the item. I just need to imprint the formation according to my own form. So I left the secret chamber to study my body. After 7 days, I began to use spiritual energy to visualize, carving rune pathways within my body. As the rune imprinted on my index finger, the blood vessels on my true form seemed to come alive, crisscrossing on the tree trunk. An aura of solidity and weight spread out. The index finger rune was successfully imprinted. Next, I imprinted the profound gold sword formation. The blood vessels intertwined again. A sharp, ancient aura emanated, like an ancient demon awakening. I took a top-grade magic sword and struck myself. Sure enough, only a clanging sound was heard. Not a single scratch on my body. From now on, same-tier magic tools can't touch me. What surprised me even more was, my body refining realm broke through to the early 8th layer. I felt a tremendous power flowing through my entire body. Excited, I left my room for some fresh air. But I unexpectedly learned that Qingmu was challenging the younger generation outside the city. Hearing this, I rushed to the city gate, squeezing through the crowd. I climbed the wall. The battle below had already begun. Nearly 100 Qi refining realm cultivators were setting up a formation to trap Qingmu. But this formation was still lacking against Qingmu. With a single sweep of his iron rod, any cultivator he touched was injured. I watched in shock. Most of these cultivators were at Qi refining 9th layer. Qingmu is dominating everyone and still has the upper hand. Truly worthy of the ancient demon bloodline. A peak Qi refining 9th level disciple said coldly. No matter how strong Qingmu is, he'll run out of Qi eventually. We just need to use the formation to drain his power. Qingmu flew into a rage upon hearing this. You despicable scum. I'll say it one more time. I did not kill your clansmen. It was you who sent people to harm me in secret. As he finished speaking, his iron staff instantly shone brightly. He charged fiercely towards that cultivator. The next second, something unexpected happened. A flying sword shot over rapidly from afar, heading straight for Qingmu's back. No good. Someone's trying to kill Qingmu. Damn it. He can't die. The crowd's expressions changed drastically. If Qingmu dies, the Lingshu Grotto heaven will surely be furious. They'd all be implicated. At the critical moment, a long sword flew over like a meteor. But as soon as it clashed with the flying sword, it shattered instantly. Fortunately, the flying sword also paused slightly. Buying Qingmu a brief moment, he hastily retreated. A golden barrier lit up around his body. In the end, the flying sword pierced through the barrier, penetrated Qingmu's arm, and buried itself in the ground. He was injured, but it wasn't a vital spot. This made Qingmu breathe a sigh of relief. But the next moment, the flying sword suddenly shot up again, attacking Qingmu once more. How audacious! A foundation establishment cultivator from the Lingshu Grotto heaven arrived in anger. He immediately grabbed Qingmu and vanished on the spot. I also left the city wall. The surrounding cultivators wondered, was that person also a disciple of the Lingshu Grotto heaven? Not sure. He just threw his sword and disappeared. Not long after, in his secret chamber, Qing Mu swallowed a pill to stabilize his injuries. A man frowned and said, "We couldn't find the person who secretly launched the sword. His sword control technique is exquisite, at least mid-foundation establishment." However, Qing Mu narrowed his eyes. "Senior brother, do you know how many people are in the Lingxi Grotto heaven?" The young man from Zhongyang City's face changed. "You suspected someone from the sect? I'll investigate. I'll have news for you in 3 days." Soon, only Qing Mu remained in the secret chamber. He picked up the broken sword and sensed my aura. Ever since Senior Brother Xiaoqiu and I started chi refining, he never came looking for me again. Never thought I'd be the one helping him. But what puzzles him is, since I'm here, why haven't I sought him out? So the next day, Qing Mu found out where I was staying. He planned to go straight there, but remembering I dislike attention, and that he's also being watched, he held back. He waited until night to earthwalk over alone. At that moment, in the green willow courtyard, I was practicing with Lu Qingyue in the yard. Inside, Lu Qing suddenly frowned. He stepped out. "Who visits so late?" As the words fell, the ground rippled, and Qing Mu emerged from the earth. He cupped his hands in salute. Junior Qing Mu greets the elder. "I'll come looking for a friend." Hearing this, Lu Qingyue's eyes snapped open. She stared at Qing Mu, excited. In her eyes, Qing Mu was a genius among ancient demons of lofty status, extremely hard to meet. Yet now he'd come to her home on his own. Lu Qing was also slightly stunned. "And your friend is?" Qing Mu's gaze fell on me, who had just opened my eyes. "You came to Zhongyang City. Why didn't you look for me?" To which I calmly replied, "Look for you to get beaten up together?" Qing Mu looked awkward. "That last time was an accident. Before that, I was the one dominating everyone. No one my age was a match. Let's talk somewhere else. My rented smithy is quiet." With that, I earthwalked away. Qing Mu hurriedly followed. At the smithy, I finally asked, "How are your injuries?" Qing Mu looked relaxed. "Just some minor wounds. A few days of rest will fix it. I really have to thank you this time. Otherwise, I might not have had time to react." Then his tone suddenly shifted. He said coldly, "Once I'm healed, I'll find the one who shot that arrow from behind." Thinking of recent rumors, I sighed lightly and said, "Is your bull brain filled with water? If you never mocked the city lord, why are there rumors you scorn allying with him?" Qing Mu blinked. "Could it be Su Jingran's doing? I remember you told me, when someone knows your secret, they'll try everything to kill you." I asked, surprised, "Do you know Su Jingran's secret?" But Qing Mu said something strange. "He's like me. No, even less than me." I looked puzzled. "What do you mean?" But Qing Mu's next words made my eyes widen instantly. Su Jingran is a half-demon. He's the product of a human and a demon. My brow furrowed tight. How could a sect leader take a half-demon as a personal disciple? Qing Mu pondered. "I can't figure it out either. Once I defeat Su Jingran, I'm sure I can get answers. A half-demon can be head disciple, qualified to inherit the sect leader position. Why can't I, an ancient demon, do it?" Speaking of this, Qing Mu was full of ambition. "I'm stronger. You said it yourself. Survival of the fittest is the law of nature." But unexpectedly, I poured cold water on him. With the sect leader's protection, even if he's a half-demon inferior to you, he still has half-human blood. Who would have thought Qing Mu would reveal a shocking secret? The sect leader's lifespan is running out. He was severely injured when he brought Su Jingran back, losing lifespan. He's been searching for life-extending herbs, but found none. He probably only has 20 or 30 years left. Hearing this, I remembered when I was in the library. Gu Changgang and the others were looking for info on life-extending herbs. I never thought it was for the sect leader, and that demonic cultivation technique was for Su Jingran. Although everything makes sense now, I grew even more worried for Qing Mu. "I can't help you much, but I happen to have a fragment of an ancient demon rune. Hope it helps." Saying this, I handed him the index finger. I never expected. The moment Qing Mu took it, his whole body shuddered. "This is an ancient demon's finger." I nodded. "A little finger from a man-eating ancient demon. I don't know if it's useful to you." To my surprise, Qing Mu was ecstatic. "Useful, very useful. Once I fully understand this ancient demon rune, my bloodline might awaken more." Qing Mu explained, "Once cultivation reaches a profound realm, one can comprehend the heavenly Tao and condensed Tao runes. Ancient demon runes are a type of ancient demon Tao rune, passed down through bloodlines. That's why we ancient demons have such strong aptitude." I suddenly understood. So, humans are the same way. Of course, my father has never seen such a genius. Qing Mu scratched his head. "Well, I meet them later. I'll see who's stronger." But I shook my head and said, "I have less desire to fight. Isn't living a few more years better? Let's end here today. I'll visit when I have the chance." Qing Mu patted his chest. "You must come. When I become sect leader, I'll make you an elder." Qing Mu left. I returned to Green Willow Courtyard to cultivate in peace. From my talk, I gained a preliminary understanding of ancient demon runes. I began researching how to combine my cultivation method with the inscribed formations and runes. Only then is it a rune of one's own. As if Qing Mu being ambushed by a hidden arrow, quickly alarmed the Lingxiu cave heaven. His master, Taoist Mo Yuan, came personally. He stayed in Central City for half a month, leaving only after Qing Mu's injuries were fully healed. Although the archer wasn't found, he did suppress the 3 great families in the city lord's manor, preventing them from targeting Qing Mu openly. Xiaoqiu finally forged 2 magic swords for Lu Qing. Lu Qing was very satisfied. He gave true essence pills and artifact refining pills as a reward. Xiaoqiu and I left Zhongyang City, returning to Lingxiu cave heaven. Lu Qing also locked his courtyard gate, as his granddaughter Lu Qingyue had joined the Qingxian cave heaven. He intended to follow and take care of her. Half a year later, my cultivation reached mid-stage qi refining layer 8. Body refining was also nearing mid-stage layer 8. Qing Mu was more stable, yet his progress was rapid. He seemed to have reached qi refining layer 9, with more of his bloodline awakening. He must have mastered the 10-finger runes. Su Jingran also made rapid progress. At mid-stage qi refining layer 9, he vowed to reach foundation establishment within 3 years, securing his position as eldest senior brother. I thought life would remain peaceful, until one day, a bell toll suddenly resounded throughout the entire sect. Xiaoqiu came out of his room with a puzzled look. "Why summon disciples for no reason? Let's go see." I followed Xiaoqiu to the peak. Once all disciples were assembled, Elder Hungtong announced, "I've gathered you here today for a major task, another martial competition." A foundation establishment disciple asked, puzzled, "Elder, the date for the biennial competition hasn't arrived, has it?" Yet the elder solemnly stated, "This competition is different from the past ones. It's a contest between our 3 cave heavens. Shuiwei Cave Heaven, Xinjian Cave Heaven, and us, the elder looked grave. This is for mutual progress. By the sect leader's order. If we defeat the other 2 sects, various precious pills, and even rare stone materials will be awarded." The disciples were eager upon hearing this. Only I had no intention of participating. Drawing too much attention doesn't suit the longevity art. Qingmu would definitely participate. That young, spirited calf is probably itching to win first place. As for Xiaoqiu, after returning, he plunged into seclusion in the Qi refining chamber. I'm still cultivating Qi, occasionally going out to read, listening to the disciples discuss sect matters. I heard Su Jingran and Qingmu made a bet. Whoever leads the sect to victory this time becomes head disciple. Some disciples support Qingmu. Some support Su Jingran. I listen quietly, then turn and leave. Su Jingran's retreat as advance move is quite clever, winning many disciples' favor. Using the head disciple position as a wager is clearly a trap for Qingmu. Hope that Ox Demon gets smarter this time. 2 months pass. My body refining strengthens again. Qi cultivation nears peak of 8th layer. That evening, while cultivating, Qingmu suddenly visits. Before I speak, he excitedly says, "The chance is here. I'll be head disciple soon. Sect heir is mine." I sigh lightly. Haven't you considered? This might be a trap. Why would Su Jingran use the head disciple position as bait? But surprisingly, Qingmu laughs. I know, my master says it's a trap, but still supports me. He believes in my strength. Even if it's a trap, so what? Qingmu, will crush his trap and take his position. Here, Qingmu pats my shoulder. Thanks to that cannibal finger you gave, I've mastered its runes. Bloodline revived somewhat, unrivaled within Qi refining realm. No matter how cunning Su Jingran is, he can't predict my progress. I can't help but warn. What if it's a hidden arrow again? Qingmu thumps his chest. Master gave me new protective measures. That arrow won't harm me. Yet seeing Qingmu like this, my unease grows. But he's too excited now. I shouldn't say more, and I wish you success. Though caution never hurts. Qingmu grins. Relax, no problem this time. He then returns to Linjian Peak. Hope my worries are unfounded. I sigh softly. Focus on cultivation. Actually pondering a key question. Why does the sect master nurture Su Jingran, a half-demon? Even collecting demonic arts for his cultivation method? Forget it. Not my place to investigate. I shake off these thoughts. Truth be told, I'm also interested in Su Jingran. His cultivation method is what I want. No rush. As an immortal tree demon, I have all the time. The sect leader only has 20 or 30 years left. As long as we're patient, obtaining these techniques is just a matter of time. After realizing this, I calm down and continue my cultivation. However, unexpectedly, my cultivation progress hit a bottleneck. Xiaoqiu then pointed out, the Xinjian cave head is a mystic spirit liquid at A cultivation. It's invented top-grade Qi refined pills. Hearing this, I immediately thought of Lu Qingwei. She had joined the Qingxian cave heaven back then. So, during one of my outings, I returned to the Green Willow courtyard. I thought, with a 3-set competition now, Lu Qingwei and Lu Qing probably wouldn't be back. Unexpectedly, when I knocked, it was Lu Qingwei who opened the door. She was also slightly taken aback, wondering what brought me here. I quickly bowed in greeting. I've heard the Qingxian cave heaven has mystic spirit liquid to aid cultivation. I wonder if fellow Taoist Qingwei has any on hand. I can trade with magic tools or Qi refining pills. To my surprise, Lu Qingwei slightly frowned. I get 1 drop a month, but I've used them all. So it seems I'm out of luck. I was about to take my leave when Lu Qingwei softly said, "If you could do me a favor, you might get a lot of mystic spirit liquid." I quickly asked what favor, but her next words left me utterly stunned. If you can get Qingmu to join the Qingxian cave heaven, I can promise you 100 drops of mystic spirit liquid. Lu Qingwei explained. This is the sect's intention. Qingmu is a prodigy among ancient demons, with immense future potential. But the Lingxiu cave heaven is rife with internal strife. Staying there would only waste his talent. If he comes to Qingxian cave heaven, Qingmu can cultivate in peace. We might even send him to a greater sect. Hearing this, I fell silent. Lu Qingyue's words revealed startling information. The Qingxian cave heaven actually has a greater sect behind it. However, after pondering for a long time, I finally shook my head. It's impossible right now. Qingmu is at the peak of his fame. Besides, I don't know much about Qingxian cave heaven. Let's wait a while. Lu Qingwei smiled faintly. If you change your mind, you can come find me at the Green Willow courtyard. I nodded, but when I accidentally glanced at the willow tree demon in the courtyard, the sight before me made me freeze. Why are the leaves on this tree missing? However, Lu Qingyue's answer surprised me. This willow has become sentient. Ordinary animals can't eat it. It must have been stolen by another awakened demon. The old willow's sentience couldn't hide from Lu Qingyue's family. But Lu Qingwei would never have imagined. Hearing her words, I immediately guessed who stole the food. So I rushed to a compound. Xiaoqiu and the other contestants all live there. I had Xiaoqiu help arrange a meeting with Qingmu for me. After all, with my current status, I couldn't get an audience. Then I went to the rented blacksmith shop and worked until late at night. Then, a student's energy fluctuation suddenly appeared from the ground. Qingmu poked his head out from underground. You sought me out. Are you in trouble? Who knew I'd reply with something strange? You're the one who's about to be in trouble. Do you remember Green Willow Manor? Hearing this, Qingmu's expression changed slightly. Did they know I stole some leaves? I only ate a few. Surely they wouldn't hunt me down for that. I opened my mouth, about to say something, but Qingmu cautiously suggested, how about I compensate them with a magic artifact? I cleared my throat. That willow tree gained sentience. The index finger was also given by him. He received his kindness. How would you gnaw on his leaves? Qingmu hung his head like a child who'd done wrong. I gave him Qi refining pills to make up for it. I'll repay him properly when I have more resources. I'll find another tree to eat from in the future. Though ordinary trees don't taste as good. I rub my temples helplessly. Forget it. Let's not talk about leaves anymore. Today I went to Green Willow Manor. Lu Qingwei wants to recruit you to join Qingxian Cave Heaven. But Qingmu's eyes widened in surprise. I'm about to become the senior disciple. How could I go to Qingxian Cave Heaven? Besides Qingmu, I'm a grateful ox. My master is still at Lingxiu Cave Heaven. Qingmu was very agitated. He said a lot in one breath. I just watched him quietly. I waited for him to finish before speaking. It was just a casual mention. I don't know if Qingxian Cave Heaven is good or bad. But it proves one thing. What thing? Qingmu looked puzzled. I sighed lightly. Even Qingxian Cave Heaven has noticed you. Don't you think you're attracting too much attention? The more attention you get, the more likely things can go wrong. Prepare more life-saving measures just in case. If something really happens, go far away. Don't trust anyone too easily. Qingmu nodded heavily. I'll remember. Though I don't think it'll be that bad, I'll listen to you. As long as you take it to heart. Alright, you can go back now. I waved my hand. I was about to bid Qingmu farewell, when, unexpectedly, he pulled out a handful of willow leaves and placed them on the table. I saved some for you. They're quite tasty. And he burrowed into the ground and left. I was speechless. Can a tree spirit like me even eat leaves? Early the next morning, lively sounds filled Zhongyang City. The news of the 3-set competition had already spread far and wide. The townsfolk are all on the city walls, watching the spectacle. I watched from the wall for a while too. I noticed Jingmu's match wasn't happening today, so I went back to the smithy to continue my cultivation. For days passed in a blink. Lu Qingwei actually came looking for me. I thought she was here about Qingmu, but she whispered, "Have you noticed more monsters in the city?" I was taken aback. "I've been at the smithy. I haven't gone out." Lu Qingwei said gravely. My senior brother returned. He saw a boar eating a person. He drew his sword, but was poisoned. Luckily, he had an antidote pill, but the boar demon escaped. I couldn't help but frown. With 3 sects here, a spider demon dares into the city. But Lu Qingwei said something even more serious. Not just one. There are other monsters too. Then she told me her real reason for coming. My brother injured that spider demon. It will surely seek revenge. My grandfather is tied up with the tournament. I don't know anyone else. I had to come to you for help. I looked troubled. I'm not skilled in combat. I was about to refuse her, but then she offered 10 drops of profound spirit liquid as payment. If you agree, I'll help gather it. After a moment's silence, I asked, "What do you need me to do?" "Ambush the spider demon. We'll prepare the materials. You help set up the sword array." As she spoke, Lu Qingwei took out the materials. I took them and used earth evasion to reach Green Willow Courtyard. Inside, her senior brother Kong Zhao was meditating to heal. His face was pale. I began setting up the ethereal sword array around the willow. Half an hour later, the array was complete, fully hidden underground. Seeing this, Lu Qingwei bowed respectfully. "Thank you, but you'll have to be the one to control the array. After all, we don't understand the ethereal sword array. This is the profound spirit liquid we promised." She handed me a porcelain vial. I nodded. "I'll hide inside the willow tree," I said, taking the vial. I opened it. A surge of pure spiritual energy wafted out instantly. Just one whiff, and I felt the spiritual power within me stir restlessly, far more potent than chi condensing pills. I thanked her. Then I used wood evasion to enter the old willow tree. Lu Qingwei and the other closed their eyes to meditate. Deep into the night, a sudden demonic wind blew. The old willow tree swayed with it. Then countless spider threads attached to its branches. Spiders began sliding down the threads toward the old willow. The ground is now crawling with spiders. Lu Qingwei and Kong Zhao take action. Sword light fills the air, instantly wiping out many spiders. But the spider demon is nowhere to be seen. Lu Qingwei says grimly, "Senior brother, the big spider must be outside. Try to provoke it. Lure it into the courtyard." Kong Zhao nods and shouts, "Spider demon, your grandpa is here. Dare to enter?" The moment he speaks, the courtyard gate is blown open by demonic wind. A poisonous black fog follows. Kong Zhao swings his sword. Pure energy becomes a gale, scattering the fog. "Senior brother, your skills have improved." Lu Qingwei looks at him with admiration, but Kong Zhao remains silent. He stares intently outside the gate. There stands a giant spider demon. Kong Zhao stands and bows, saying, "Kong Zhao of Qingxian Grotto Heaven, you harm humans. Aren't you afraid of righteous cultivators?" The spider demon replies sinisterly, "You hurt me. It will be a price. Give me 100 drops of Xianling liquid." And this ends. Kong Zhao snorts coldly, raising his sword again. Pure energy forms a spirit sword, striking at the demon. The spider demon simply opens its mouth. Billowing poison corrodes the spirit sword completely. The spider demon sneers. Is that all Qingxian Grotto Heaven disciples can do? Poison fog rises again. As the two try to disperse it with their energy, a dark shadow appears behind them. Sharp claws slash toward them. "Watch out." Kong Zhao's face changes. He blocks with his sword. The next second, he spits out blood. Kong Zhao staggers back. Lu Qingwei looks closely. A big civet cat. "Chun Shurjiu, you're too cautious. These 2 weaklings aren't worth testing." Hearing this, the spider demon loses all restraint. Attack. Countless spiders swarm in. But worse is yet to come. From the darkness, a white figure emerges. It charges into the courtyard, wielding an iron rod. "A white ape. You serve Demon King Wangwei." Kong Zhao's expression shifts. He recognizes the figure. Since you know, then prepare to die. Now, all 3 demons are in the courtyard. They charge at Lu Qingwei and Kong Zhao. At the critical moment, Kong Zhao coldly shouted, "Activate the formation," at the willow tree. As the words fell, streaks of sword light instantly shot up from the ground. They sealed off the entire courtyard, enveloping all the demons. In an instant, all the small spiders on the ground were slain. "You cheated." The giant raccoon tried to retreat, but sword light was everywhere. "You fool, you ruined everything." The spider demon, Chun Shurjiu, cursed angrily. If not for this raccoon, they wouldn't have charged in recklessly. Only the white ape said coldly, "Enough talk. It's just a sword formation. Just kill them." With that, his iron staff swept out, actually managing to block the sword light. Seeing this, Lu Qingwei and the other paled, but they could never have imagined that inside the old willow tree. I watched and couldn't help murmuring, since I helped deal with the demons, I should get at least 1 corpse. These are all excellent fertilizer. If I could refine one, my body refinement could definitely advance further. Famous, my mind stirred, and spiritual power surged within me. Ripples shimmered in the air. The giant raccoon fighting Kong Zhao suddenly looked strange. The person before him seemed to split into several. Its claws clearly tore through one figure, but it felt no substance at all. Sense of foreboding instantly rose in his heart, but then a long sword was already piercing its body. "You really look down on me." Daring to be distracted, Kong Zhao roared in fury, pouring all his spiritual power into the sword. The long sword brutally pierced through the raccoon's body. The dying raccoon tried to counterattack, but countless fierce sword lights flew in, instantly engulfing him. "Go help fellow Taoist Qingwei." My voice sounded by his ear. Only then did Kong Zhao realize I had secretly helped him. He quickly pulled out his sword and charged the spider demon. Inside the old willow tree, I pushed the Lingshu profound art to its limit, activating the illusion array. Under the illusion, several demons were affected simultaneously. Lu Qingwei, who was struggling against 2, felt the pressure greatly reduced. Not good, an illusion array. The white ape noticed first. Unfortunately, several sword lights arrived instantly. He swept his staff, easily dispersing them. As he paused in confusion, the scattered lights rapidly gathered again, attacking from a bizarre angle, easily piercing his heart. Seeing the fallen white ape, Kong Zhao and the other felt a chill. This illusion technique kills silently. Honestly, they couldn't withstand such a lethal method either. The spider demon was also trapped in the illusion. The 2 joined forces, and the spider demon was captured alive after just a few moves. "Speak. Why are you here in Central City?" Kong Zhao asked coldly. It's obviously abnormal for so many demons to come once. But the spider demon gritted her teeth and said, "Despicable Qingshan, cave heaven. The great king will definitely avenge us." Quite tough, huh? Let's start by removing your spider legs. After saying that, Kong Zhao gathered spiritual power in his palms, transforming into fine small swords. They plunged into the spider demon's body. A piercing scream echoed through the courtyard. In less than a moment, the spider demon had confessed everything. The great king sent us here to distract the three sects, so he could conveniently meet a friend. We were all stunned. How could there be a friend to the moon-watching demon king in Zhongyang City? Kong Zhao continued to press. Who is the moon-watching demon king's friend? The spider demon quickly begged for mercy. Hear me, tell us how we, mere mind demons, have access to the great king's friends. Lu Qingyue, standing nearby, asked solemnly, "Besides you, how many other demons are there?" Unexpectedly, the spider demon's answer shocked us all. They've all come. The great king has sent all his underlings. He even ordered us to act freely, eat whoever we want. I couldn't help but frown. Although the moon-watching demon king is at the peak of Foundation establishment, he's no match for the three sects. Where does he get the nerve to oppose them? Then Kong Zhao looked at me. This matter is serious. We must inform the elders. Please, fellow Taoist, inform the Lingshu Cave Heaven about the moon-watching demon king. I will. I nodded, then paused before continuing. I wonder if I could have 2 of these demon corpses. To my surprise, Kong Zhao actually smiled slightly. These 3 demons were all slain by you, fellow Taoist. You may take them all. Thank you. I didn't stand on ceremony. With a wave of my hand, I used spiritual power to take the 3 corpses and throw it away underground. As for the little spiders on the ground, I left them. I'll save them for the old willow tree, a little extra nourishment. I wasn't in a hurry to return to the blacksmith shop. Instead, I began absorbing the 3 demon corpses underground. The 3 corpses rapidly withered. Their flesh and blood essence was drained and stored within my body. Sensing the flesh and blood essence, I couldn't help but marvel. The demon's flesh and blood vitality is far stronger than humans. It's nothing like Gu Changing. Afterwards, I returned to the blacksmith shop to quietly digest the flesh and blood nourishment. As for the moon-watching demon king matter, I'll deal with it tomorrow. After a night of tempering, my body refining advanced significantly again. I found another drop of profound spirit liquid to absorb and cultivate. Pure spiritual energy easily transformed into spiritual power. 1 drop of profound spirit liquid is almost equivalent to 2 top-grade chi refining pills. Until the sky began to lighten, I just left the blacksmith shop, and for some reason, I found many people talking about monsters. And many cultivators already knew that the moon-gazing demon king was coming to see a friend. I was confused. The news spread so fast. Did it even need me to spread it? Arriving outside the city, I saw the elders from the 3 sect had gone to investigate. I was about to leave when I spotted Qingmu in the distance. A group of disciples surrounded him, each with a fawning smile. It was truly like stars surrounding the moon, and that calf accepted them all. He already saw himself as a senior brother, just waiting for them to address him as such. I shook my head. I returned to the blacksmith shop to continue absorbing nutrients and the profound spirit liquid. As more and more demonic cultivators entered the city lord's mansion and the 3 great families had no choice but to join forces. They arranged patrols at night. But even so, many small demons still broke into my house. I gained 7 more demonic cultivators as fertilizer. In the blink of an eye, 3 days passed. My physique grew stronger. I still had plenty of flesh and blood nourishment, so I continued body refining without leaving seclusion. Until the evening of the 6th day, a deafening roar suddenly jolted me awake. It startled the entire Zhongyang city. A giant toad appeared in the city. It was draped in a silver veil, a Foundation establishment monster. I saw the elders chasing the toad out of the city. Just then, a knock sounded at the door. Lu Qingyue's voice came through. "Fellow Taoist, are you inside?" I opened the door. "Fellow Taoist, isn't it so late at night? Is something the matter? Demons have been increasing lately. Tonight, the moon-gazing demon king appeared. I'd like to invite you to Green Willow Courtyard to activate the formation and help defend against the demons." I pondered for a moment. Then followed Lu Qingyue, tunneling through the earth to get there. Upon arriving in the courtyard, I immediately entered the old willow tree again. I activated the formation to ward off the demons. I thought a tough battle was coming, but just after midnight, a wolf's howl suddenly echoed throughout the city. The attacking demons all turned and left, receding like a tide. Everyone collapsed in exhaustion. I also emerged from the old willow tree. I couldn't quite figure it out. They sacrificed so many small demons. Did they just come to make a scene? The next day, I left. I took quite a few demon corpses with me. The whole city was buzzing about last night's events. Just as I was about to enter the blacksmith shop, a conversation nearby suddenly caught my attention. I heard Su Jingran was injured by a demon last night. The 3 set competition will be postponed for a few days. It's not just Su Jingran. The Water Moon Cave Heaven and Clear Spring Cave Heaven have also closed their doors. It's still Qingmu who's the most formidable. Last night, he fought his way out of his own courtyard. Everyone was injured. Only he was unscathed. I frowned slightly. Could the moon-gazing demon king be after the calf? But if he's after Qingmu, he should act covertly. Not make such a big scene. Forget it. No point overthinking. I returned to the smithy to continue body tempering. The demon siege provided ample nourishment, enough to push my physique a step further. 3 days later, Zhongyang City gradually calmed down. Everyone quickly concluded that the moon-gazing demon king came for Qingmu. Elder Gu Hongtong immediately tried to subdue Qingmu. Unexpectedly, Qingmu was prepared and escaped underground. Whereabouts are unknown. When Lu Qingyue brought me this news, I couldn't process it immediately. That's a lot to take in. I couldn't help but frown and speak up. I've never heard of any connection between Qingmu and the moon-gazing demon king. There must be more to this story. Lu Qingyue pondered and said, "The Clear Spring Grotto Heaven is willing to give Qingmu a chance to explain." With that, she stood up, left, and returned to Green Willow Courtyard. I closed the smithy door and fell into deep thought. Could it be Su Jingran's doing? If he truly colluded with the moon-gazing demon king, then Qingmu is in serious trouble. He's a demon himself. And after the moon-gazer's rampage, everyone's furious. Su Jingran will surely seize this chance to spread rumors, ensuring Qingmu has no place left among the 3 sects or Zhongyang City. Good thing I warned Qingmu to prepare an escape plan. Otherwise, he might not have gotten away. I sighed. Perhaps it's for the best. The human world isn't for a calf like him. He's too young. Even with talent, his mind clearly isn't fully developed. What surprised me even more was that my smithy was being watched. Luckily, they were only chi refining cultivators. They couldn't detect me underground. But it made me think deeply again. There's no reason for them to target me. After all, since I joined the Abandoned Vein, I haven't had any public contact with Qingmu. Only the Luqing family knows, unless someone is deliberately targeting me. Thinking this, I moved to a distance and began observing secretly. Sure enough, the next night, someone was still watching from the shadows, and I actually recognized this person. It was Han Ji-yuan. However, I just glanced and went back underground to continue cultivating. Half a month passed in a flash. My physique reached a limit. There was still some flesh and blood nourishment left. I glanced at the person hiding in the shadows. Han Ji-yuan is really patient. He comes every night. For half a month, he's still watching this place. But that also proves Qing Mu hasn't been caught. I thought for a moment. I silently appeared behind Han Jin. I activated an illusion array, ripples shimmering in the air. Han Ji-yuan whirled around. Seeing me, his face changed, and he respectfully said, "Senior brother Su Jingran, what brings you here?" I didn't answer, just asked coolly, "Still nothing?" Maybe that kid left long ago. He's not here. Han Ji-yuan lowered his voice. "Senior brother, I really think that kid might be connected to Qing Mu. Give me more time." No one saw him leave the blacksmith shop. I don't believe he just vanished in a thin air. To his surprise, I said coldly, "There are many ways to leave if one wants to. What's the use of waiting here forever?" That moon watcher is pressing harder. I thought I could get some information out of him, but Han Ji-yuan looked completely bewildered. "What moon watcher?" I frowned. "Nothing. Come with me." With that, I took Han Ji-yuan and vanished underground. When we reached deep underground, Han Ji-yuan asked, puzzled, "Senior brother, why have you brought me here?" I smiled slightly. "To send you on your final journey." As the words fell, a flash of sword light appeared, instantly slitting Han Ji-yuan's throat. He looked at me in disbelief, unable to understand, even in death, why senior brother Su Jingran would kill him. I skillfully absorbed his vital essence and looted his storage pouch. I don't know if Han Ji-yuan couldn't access it, or if Su Jingran and the Moon Watcher aren't connected. Thinking this over, I went to Green Willow Courtyard. Seeing me emerge from the ground, Lu Qingwei hurried over. "Fellow Taoist, any news of Qing Mu?" I shook my head. "No. My blacksmith shop is watched all day. Even if Qing Mu wanted to find me, he wouldn't dare show himself." Lu Qingwei blinked. "You want us to lure them away for you?" I smiled. "Exactly. Someone needs to impersonate me to draw their attention." After finalizing the details with Lu Qingwei, I returned to the blacksmith shop. Qing Mu feels a connection to me. An impersonator could fool others, but not him. In the following days, I continued cultivating underground. With the resources provided by Han Ji-yuan, I could seclude myself in peace for a while longer. Lu Qingwei also arranged for someone to impersonate me. They found another blacksmith shop in the city and started forging. My blacksmith shop is finally not being watched anymore. I breathed a sigh of relief. A month later, I reached the peak of Qi refining level 8. My body refining also broke through limits. Even low-grade foundation established artifacts can't cut me. As for where Qing Mu has fled to now, I'm not sure. I only know it's near Zhongyang City. But just as I was preparing to break through to Qi refining level 9, Qing Mu's weakened figure suddenly entered the blacksmith shop. He carefully searched the room, but found nothing. He couldn't help but feel disappointed. Could he not be here? Qing Mu muttered to himself. As soon as the words fell, the ground suddenly churned. Qing Mu's gaze turned cold. He clenched his fist, but the next moment, a pure aura made his heart relax. I emerged from underground, quietly watching Qing Mu. At this moment, his clothes were tattered and covered in wounds. His eyes full of exhaustion. None of his former high spirits remained. I didn't say anything. I directly took Qing Mu underground. "Thanks to you, I prepared more life-saving measures and managed to survive." Once underground, Qing Mu slumped down dejectedly. "I have nothing left now, and I'm being hunted. I can't give you that elder position anymore." My mouth twitched. "You're still thinking about making me an elder now? So what do you plan to do? Why not take this chance to return to the demon race?" Unexpectedly, Qing Mu's face was full of hatred. I can't swallow this anger. "It's all Su Jingran and that moon-gazing demon king. They did this to me." Yet I spoke calmly. "With you, a mere Qi refining cultivator. I'll heal the whole group to Foundation Saffron. Your master can't even leave the Lingshu cave heaven now, let alone avenge you." But unexpectedly, Qing Mu gnashed his teeth and said, "I can't do anything to them now, but this pursuit of theirs, it actually awakened my bloodline. Within 2 years, I will definitely step into Foundation Saffron. Then, I'll kill them all, one by one, from the shadows." I couldn't help but frown. "Do you think under their pursuit, you can survive 2 years? Listen to me, take a step back, and the sea is vast, and the sky is wide." Who knew Qing Mu wouldn't listen at all. I want to endure it too, but the more I endure, the angrier I get. "Don't worry, I won't bring you trouble. I came to tell you this. If I die, I'll go to the tree at the Green Willow Courtyard. Just refine my ox blood, and you'll obtain my bloodline. Then remember to sprinkle leaves on me. I love eating them." Hearing this, I glared at him. "What kind of talk is that?" "Forget it. Let me tell you a story. The story of your ancestor." Qing Mu's eyes widened. "My ancestor?" "Yes. Have you ever heard of the great sage who pacifies heaven, the strong bull demon king?" Then I told him the story of the bull demon king. That bull demon king was just like you at first, without father or mother. Even with his powerful bloodline, he was still bullied by the demon horde. But he chose to endure and cultivate. Through relentless effort, he eventually became a great demon king, slaughtering all his enemies. Thereafter, he proclaimed himself the bull demon king. I hope this story would teach Qing Mu the virtue of patience. Who knew that when he heard how the bull king and princess, Iron Fan, had a child who could breathe samadhi true fire, while neither parent could from then on? The bull king drowned his sorrows in drink, even when he took a concubine. She was killed by Princess Iron Fan. Qing Mu's eyes widened in shock. How could my ancestor live so miserably? You must understand, there's always a bigger fish, a stronger man. Even the bull demon king suffered such humiliation. What's your little grievance compared to that? Watching his expression shift, I thought the young bull might get the message. Instead, he shuddered. I understand now. You're telling me that if I back down now, I'll be miserable for life. My future is ruined. Exactly. Endure for a moment, the anger rose. Retreat a step, the loss feels greater. He left me speechless. Is my storytelling that bad? I quickly ended the bull king tale and returned to his problem. You don't want to endure. But have you considered, what if they capture your master to force you out? Qing Mu opened his mouth, but had no answer. Right, someone's been helping me. I escaped danger several times thanks to them. I explained. If the Qing Xian Grotto Heaven trying to recruit you, they also believe you're not colluding with the moon-gazing demon king. Their agents disguise themselves as me. Otherwise, I'd still be watched, and you couldn't have come. Qing Mu said solemnly. I'll remember Qing Xian Grotto Heaven's kindness, but I've already dragged too many people into this. If I achieve anything in the future, I'll repay them. I sighed softly. I'll convey it. I don't have an iron staff, only a magic sword. Do you want it? Qing Mu naturally didn't refuse. He took my magic sword, agreed on a next meeting place, and left. After seeing Qing Mu off, I earth-glided to Green Willow Courtyard. Qing Mu came by, asked me to tell you. He remembers Qing Xian Grotto Heaven's kindness. When he achieves something, he will repay the favor. Unexpectedly, Tong Zhao frowned upon hearing this. Where did Qing Mu go? It's dangerous for him to be alone now. I explained. Qingmu refuses to endure it. He's planning to gather strength for revenge. To my surprise, Kong Zhao took a book from his robe. Copy this and deliver it to Qingmu. This is the Qingxian Cavern Heaven's sincerity. I glanced at the book cover in surprise. It read, Old Demon's House Richer in large characters. Kong Zhao spoke leisurely. There's a major sect that teaches without discrimination. Ancient demon inheritances within the sect have never been broken. Our Qingxian Cavern Heaven has already reported Qingmu and was granted a Tao scripture. This is our sincerity. My heart skipped a beat. Is this sect the one behind you at Qingxian? I wonder which sect it is. Kong Zhao said solemnly, the Profound Heaven Sect. I was shocked. I knew of this Profound Heaven Sect. I learned of it from those demon cultivators in prison. Even just a few words about the Profound Heaven Sect were a great help to me. The next night, I arrived at the agreed meeting place with Qingmu. However, he didn't arrive until the dead of night. I brought this specifically for you. With that, he handed me a storage pouch. But when I opened the bag to check, the sight before me stunned me. There was nothing else in the storage pouch. Only a warm, smooth green scale and a sealed wisp of aura. I focused my senses, and my expression changed abruptly. This was Su Jingran's aura, mixed with a faint demonic aura and the smell of blood. A fierce glint flashed in Qingmu's weary eyes. I ambushed him, tore this from him. He was badly injured, but I couldn't keep him. This scale is exceptionally hard. It's not something his half-demon body should possess. I carefully traced the patterns on the scale. They faintly resonated with the ancient demon runes I'd studied. An astonishing guess surfaced in my mind. Su Jingran was probably not just a half-demon. His body might have fused with the remains or essence of some ancient demon. That's why the sect master spares no cost to nurture him. It also explains why Demon King Wang Wei cooperates with him. Powerful demons have a special sense for high-level bloodlines of the same origin. I put the scale away and handed the bull demon Tao scripture to Qingmu. This was granted by the Profound Heaven Sect behind Qingxian Cavern Heaven. Your opportunity might lie here. Comprehend it quickly. Improve your strength as soon as possible. Qingmu nodded heavily. Hope ignited in his eyes as he turned and vanished deep underground. I returned to the blacksmith shop and began fully analyzing the patterns on that scale. Comparing them with the runes from the stone man's finger I obtained earlier, I found they belonged to the same origin, but were far more complex and advanced, like different fragments of a complete map. My heart stirred. If I could complete this map and imprint it upon myself, my foundation might undergo a qualitative transformation, no longer just longevity, but moving closer to ancient immortality. Yet this carries immense risk, akin to reshaping one's origin. I suppressed the impulse, continuing to lie low. Half a month later, storm clouds chattered again over Zhongyang City. The sect master of Lingshu Grotto Heaven suddenly announced seclusion. Sect affairs were temporarily handled by Grand Elder Gu Hungtong and Daoist Ma Yuan jointly. Meanwhile, Qingxian Grotto Heaven and Shuiyue Grotto Heaven announced an alliance. They began purging remaining demons in and around the city. The atmosphere grew tense. Late one night, while cultivating underground, a familiar fluctuation arrived. Qingmu appeared again. His aura was already solidly at the peak of Qi refined his knife layer. A faint, primeval aura surrounded him. The Ox-Demon Tao scripture is indeed miraculous. Qingmu said excitedly. I feel my bloodline boiling. Foundation establishment is not far, but then his expression darkened. My master sent a secret message. The sect master's seclusion may be suspicious. Su Jingran is also missing. The Grand Elder's faction is moving frequently. My heart chilled. The Real Storm is coming. Sure enough, 3 days later, Demon King Wang Wei actually led a large group of demons, boldly appearing outside Zhongyang City, demanding by name that Lingshu Grotto Heaven hand over Qingmu, claiming to possess evidence, proving Qingmu colluded with demons to harm fellow disciples. More shocking, a black-robed figure stood beside him. Though his face was concealed, his build and a wisp of sword intent made me instantly recognize him as Su Jingran. Qingmu's eyes nearly burst with rage, almost rushing out. I held him back firmly. This is a trap. They want to force you out, and force your master to leave the mountain. Once Daoist Ma Yuan leaves the sect grounds, no one inside Lingshu Grotto Heaven can check the Grand Elder. Qingmu drew a sharp breath. They want to harm the sect master and seize control of the sect. I nodded silently. The ancient demonic item fused into Su Jingran's body was likely the key the sect master sought for longevity or breakthrough. Now, the sect master may have suffered a backlash. Become nourishment for Su Jingran. We must split up. You go to Green Willow Courtyard and meet Kong Zhao and the others. Use Qingxian Grotto Heaven's strength. Find a way to get the message into Lingshu Grotto Heaven. Steady your master. My eyes flickered. I'll go find something that might break the deadlock. Qingmu asked what. I opened my palm. The green scale and the stone man's index finger lay quietly together. They attracted each other, emitting a faint light. I sensed a similar presence deep beneath Zhongyang City. The moon-watching Demon King's friend might not be alive. It's an ancient demon skeleton buried here. Su Jingran wants it. The moon-watching Demon King does too. We must get there first. Qingmu understands instantly and vanishes. I follow the faint guidance of the scale and the finger. I head deeper underground. The soil grows harder. I hit ancient bedrock. After a long descent, a vast underground cavern opens before me. In its center sits a nearly complete, cross-legged stone skeleton. It stands silent, crystal clear like jade. Intricate, mystical natural patterns cover it. It radiates an awe-inspiring, ancient pressure. But a clear gap mars the skeleton's chest. The shape is missing a little finger, and its heart area is missing several scale-like bone pieces. The finger and scale in my hand tremble violently now. They hum with joy. This is it, but I don't approach recklessly, because the skeleton is surrounded by extremely hidden and dangerous arrays. Not natural. Someone deliberately sealed it here, or imprisoned it. I study the array patterns closely. They strangely resemble the core heritage of Lingshu Cave Heaven. A more startling speculation emerges. This ancient demon skeleton is likely a secret discovered by Lingshu Cave Heaven's founder, sealed here all along. Their so-called longevity herb research, their collection of demonic techniques, even the sect leader taking Su Jingran as a disciple. They all be connected to this. They want to analyze, even steal, this ancient demon's legacy. Su Jingran is the test subject, and the key. At that moment, two powerful auras suddenly descend. Su Jingran and the moon-watching Demon King appear, on the left and right of the cavern. It was you. Su Jingran sheds his black robe, revealing his face. Green scales now cover half his cheek. His pupils are slitted. Demonic energy chills the air. Do you have fragments too? Hand them over. I'll make your death quick. The moon-watching Demon King stares greedily at the skeleton. Old friend, I found you at last. The power in your head slowly form my core, become a true demon king. I step back slowly and say calmly, one of you wants to become a complete demon. The other wants to devour a kin's remains to advance. Aren't you afraid the skeleton's owner left a trap? As I finish, I suddenly throw the scale and finger with all my might. press into an inconspicuous depression on the ground. That's the very core of the entire protective array. The only chance for survival. Before I came, I spent half a month repeatedly deducing it using ancient demon runes and a Lynchu array. This array is not a pure seal. It's more like a test and inheritance restriction. Its flaw is the trigger. With a thunderous boom, the entire underground cavern shook violently. The stone skeleton's eyes suddenly lit up with two beams of golden light. A vast, ancient will awakened and swept through the area. Sujing ran, and the moon-gazing demon king was struck as if by a heavy blow, both spitting blood and retreating. The moon-gazing demon king even let out a scream, revealing its true form as a silver moon direwolf, trembling. This is the absolute suppression of a higher bloodline over a lower one. Despicable thief, a half-demon fused with my scales. An aged, majestic voice sounded directly in everyone's minds. Greedy devourer, descend into my kin. You are unworthy of my inheritance. The stone skeleton's gaze finally settled on me, the pure aura of a longevity tree, and the toe, bone, and heart of my descendant. Though not my race, you received my descendant's legacy. Moreover, you used yourself as a foundation to forge a path of fusing runes. Interesting. The aged voice held a trace of appreciation. My inheritance can be given to you, but you must agree to one thing. Please speak, senior. I responded respectfully. If one day you encounter a descendant who truly carries my bloodline, protect them and send them back to the ancient demon heaven. My skeleton can reshape your foundation for you, helping you condense indestructible thought patterns. As for these two wretches, his voice turned cold. Let them remain here as the first nourishment, for you to receive the inheritance. Suddenly, golden light blazed, instantly enveloping Sujing ran and the moon-gazing demon king. Trifling, they discovered in horror that their cultivation and fleshly essence were uncontrollably draining away, converging towards me, guided by the vast golden light and the ancient demon's will. I slowly walked towards that crystalline sea bone. The sea bone transformed into countless points of light, carrying the most ancient and primal secrets of runes. Like 100 rivers returning to the sea, they merged into my treant body. The small emerald tree in my mind grew wildly. On its trunk, gold and silver patterns intertwined and spread, emitting an aura of eternal indestructibility. Around only the chaos of Sujing ran in. The moon-gazing demon king remained, along with two dim demon cores. After an unknown amount of time, the golden light dissipated. The underground cavern returned to calm. I opened my eyes. Within them, it seemed as the sun and moon revolved. Runes were born and perished. My aura was restrained like ordinary wood, but I knew I was utterly transformed. The essence of a longevity technique has evolved. The complete ancient demon inheritance runes are now etched within my body. My physical strength rivals that of a golden core treasure. I also obtained the vague coordinates and promises related to the ancient demon. I collected the two demon cores and emerged from the underground. The outside world was already in utter chaos. Shimu, the elfish Cave Heaven, and some members of Shui Cave Heaven, and aided by Kong Zhao, Lu Qingwei, and others, successfully relayed the message back to the Lingshu Cave Heaven. I was shocked and furious, confronted the elders and grand elders, who supported the sect master. At that very moment, I arrived with Sujing Ranand, news of the moon-gazing demon king's demise, along with some evidence of their collusion. The situation reversed instantly. Grand Elder Wuhongtong, seeing the tide had turned, attempted to flee. He was suppressed by the enraged Taoist Mo Yuan and several other elders. The sect master's secluded chamber was forcibly opened. Indeed, they found the sect master exhausted and in a deep slumber. A suicide note was left by his side, exposing part of the conspiracy involving the Grand Elder and Sujing Ran. It expressed deep regret for his misplaced trust, which led to the sect's turmoil. He passed the position of sect master to Taoist Mo Yuan. Storm gradually died. Xingmu, gaining fortune from fortune, cleared of all accusations. His prestige soared due to the strength and responsibility he showed. After succeeding as sect master, Taoist Mo Yuan reformed the old sect rules and allowed demon race disciples to join under specific conditions. Qingmu became the first true demon race disciple. Holding in special status, I declined Taoist Mo Yuan's offer to stay. I bid a solemn farewell to Qingmu and Xiao Xiao. Xiao Xiao had successfully built his foundation, becoming a sought-after elder of the Qi refining peak. He patted my shoulder and simply said, "Live well." Qingmu still looked like an honest, sturdy young man. His eyes slightly red, he said, "Friend, don't forget our promise." I nodded with a smile. I turned and left, departing Zhongyang City and the Lingshu Cave Heaven. I journeyed northwest, toward a vaster world. There lay the legends of the ancient demon heaven. I am a tree of longevity, a walking bearer of ancient demon heritage. I use time as soil, experiences as nourishment, growing silently. Perhaps, long from now, I will meet that descendant, the bloodline of the man eating ancient demon and fulfill promise. Or perhaps I will reach the end of the cultivation path, and see what lies on that shore of immortality. But right now, the sun is perfect. A gentle breeze rustles the newborn leaves, whispering softly, as if telling a long story about time, growth, and endless possibilities.